The creation of American identity and founding brothers, debates, decisions, and the birth of a nation. Introduction. What does it mean to be American? This question, so central to the nation's story, did not have a clear answer at the moment of the country's birth. In Founding Brothers. The Revolutionary Generation, Joseph J. Ellis explores how the founding generation, through intense debate, difficult compromise, and bold decision-making, helped define the core ideas and values that would become the foundation of American identity. The book reveals that American identity was not forged overnight, but was the product of ongoing arguments about liberty, democracy, and governance among a group of individuals who understood the stakes of their experiment in self-rule. 1. Debating the meaning of liberty. At the heart of the revolution was the concept of liberty. Yet, as Ellis shows, liberty meant different things to different people. Individual and collective freedom. For some founders, liberty was primarily about individual rights and protections against tyranny, ideas championed by Thomas Jefferson and James Madison. For others, like Alexander Hamilton, liberty also depended on the strength and stability of the collective, requiring a strong government that could defend the nation and ensure order. The paradox of slavery. The founding generation AS debates about liberty were deeply complicated by the existence of slavery. While the rhetoric of the revolution invoked universal rights, many founders owned enslaved people or supported compromises that kept slavery intact, leaving a lasting contradiction at the heart of American identity. 2. Defining democracy. The founders did not inherit a ready-made blueprint for democracy. Instead, they argued fiercely about what self-government should look like. Fear of faction and mob rule. Many, including Washington and Adams, worried that pure democracy could lead to instability and the tyranny of the majority. Their solution was a representative system with checks and balances, expanding participation. Others, like Jefferson, advocated for a more inclusive vision, seeing democracy as rooted in the virtue and equality of ordinary citizens. The tension between these views shaped the Constitution and influenced the evolution of American democracy. 3. Shaping governance, federalism, and states' rights. One of the most profound debates of the era was over how power should be shared between the national government and the states. Strong central authority, Hamilton and the Federalists argued for a powerful central government, essential for unity, economic development, and international respect. States as laboratories of liberty, the Anti-Federalists and Republicans, led by Jefferson and Madison, insisted that states must retain significant autonomy to protect individual freedoms and local interests. Compromise and Constitution. The Constitution that emerged from these debates was a patchwork of compromises, reflecting both visions and creating a uniquely American system of federalism. 4. Symbols, stories, and the cultivation of a national identity. Ellis also highlights the role of shared stories, rituals, and symbols in shaping American identity. Washington as the unifying figure. George Washington became a living symbol of the new nation's ideals. His reputation, restraint, and willingness to step down from power set a standard for leadership and peaceful transitions. The Declaration and the Constitution. These founding documents provided a common language and set of principles that Americans could rally around, even as their interpretations were fiercely contested. Public rituals, celebrations of Independence Day, the creation of national holidays, and the building of monuments helped cultivate a sense of shared identity among a diverse and often divided population. 5. The ongoing process of defining America. Ellis makes clear that American identity was, and remains, a work in progress. Open-ended experiment. The founding generation did not settle every question. Instead, they created a framework for ongoing debate, a system in which new generations would reinterpret and redefine what it means to be American. Ideals and realities. The gap between the nation's ideals and its realities has been a source of both struggle and inspiration. The founders themselves often fell short of their principles, but their example encouraged later Americans to keep pushing for a more perfect union. 6. Conclusion. A nation defined by debate. In Founding Brothers, Ellis shows that the creation of American identity was not the result of agreement, but of argument. Through passionate debate about liberty, democracy, and governance, the founders forged the ideas that would shape the nation's destiny. Their willingness to wrestle with difficult questions and to compromise when necessary set a precedent for future generations. Closing thought. American identity is not fixed. It is continually shaped and reshaped by debate, dissent, and the pursuit of shared ideals. The founders' vision endures not because it was perfect, but because it invites each generation to participate in defining what America can be.